What's going on, Born for Sports? Well, the Giants face a must-win game, in my opinion. Week 4 it is. We are here. Tomorrow night we play Monday Night Football. Prime time against the Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith. Well, 2 of the first 3 weeks, the Giants showed that they are not on the level of the teams of the Niners and Cowboys. And unfortunately, we have a situation where this schedule is not going to get any easy for the next few weeks. So this is a must-win game for the Giants, in my opinion. Must-win game if they want to stay relevant this season. And I'm not saying that we lose, the season's over, but we're staring at 1-5. We lose this game, man. We got Miami and on the road at Miami, at Buffalo the next 2 weeks. So this is a must-win game, in my opinion, for the Giants if they want to stay relevant. Okay, relevant. It's a big difference, but nonetheless, it's a must this week. And I know Andrew Thomas, and let me tell you, that injury is really concerning how Andrew Thomas, and they can say whatever they want, but obviously he suffered a setback because he practiced for most of the week until Thursday. Brian Dable said that they expected him to come back this week, and he went from day to day, couldn't finish practice Wednesday, went from day to week again. So obviously it was a very concerning situation because he aggravated it again. So it's a setback. So now we got our best offensive lineman, one of our best players on the team, out for the next few weeks. Okay, Saquon is doubtful. In my opinion, I didn't really think he was even going to play this week. It's a good sign, though. He started getting on the field, limited or whatever practices. He might be on the field next week. But I'm looking at this game, and I'm looking at the other side of the team, of who we playing, and they got a lot of injuries, too. I mean, I saw the injury report. They're going to be missing a lot of key players themselves. They got both of their offensive tackles, I think, didn't play last week, and they probably won't play this week. They lost their slot corner. Okay, so I'm sorry. The Giants have to hold serve here at home and make a stand. They got to win this game. You can't feel down and sorry for yourselves. You got to win this game. Now, Azeez Ojulari is back. I don't mean to say it like that, but you know what? The guy's always hurt, but let's see how long he lasts. He's back this week, so that helps the pass rush. And, our defense has to step up in this game. I'm sorry. Geno Smith, of all people, Geno Smith threw for 361 yards last week without a lot of key players out on the offense. I'm sorry, guys. Let's stop making excuses for Daniel Jones. He's going to have to play up to par. This is not the Niners defense he's playing this week. This isn't the Cowboy defense he's playing this week. Seattle's a solid team, but they're not unbeatable. There's no reason why the Giants can't compete in this game and find a way to win this game. You know what? Injuries are a part of the game. I know key injuries to key positions, though, do matter, especially at the quarterback position. But good teams find ways to win games when they're not at 100% on demand. And the way you find ways to win those kind of games when you're on demand in key positions is your defense has to step up and your quarterback has to be the best player on the freaking field, man. And I need the Daniel Jones I saw in the second half in Arizona to show up tomorrow night. I mean, I'm sorry, he's getting paid too much money. And I'm not saying we 1-2 because it's all his fault we've been bad, but he hasn't been great either. He hasn't. Okay? He's getting paid too much money, man. We need him to elevate his game. Elevate it. It's time. Geno Smith did last week. Of all people, he did. It's time for Daniel Jones to elevate. But my main concern is this defense, man. The defense has to step up, man. Wink. Let's go. We need you to pull something out here, man. We need you to get things going. Okay? We need you to get things going and be a factor on that field. This unit has to make plays tomorrow night. Get a turnover. Would it kill anyone to get us to have a 3 or 4 sack game in pressure? Maybe like 8 to 10 pressures the whole game? Would it kill us to do that, defense? We need it. Now, I watched football a long time, man, and I knew before the season the team had a lot of talent defensively, a lot of talent, but they had a lot of young players in this secondary. And I have a feeling the reason why a lot of times we haven't sent the house on those blitz packages we expect from Wink. It's because he's trying to protect the back end with 2 rookies starting. But you know what? It's week 4, baby. Turn them loose. Live and die with their play out there one-on-one. We need to generate pressure and force turnovers, man. That's what we need on defense. Okay? Everyone want to come down on Kayvon. All right, fine. Kayvon isn't like turning into the menace the first 3 weeks, but you know what? I watched the tape of the games. He's had basically a lot of assignment football where Wink had him doing other things, setting the edge, dropping back in coverage. Now we need him to turn loose. He got a sack last game, which is good. He had a couple of pressures, but we need more of that. And hopefully Ojulari can last the game and give us a boost with that department in the rush. We need to force a turnover or 2. Wouldn't kill us. And now I'm going to get to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones needs to, like I said earlier, elevate his game. And I'm looking at the matchups here, and I'm looking at Darren Waller. He should be having a big game this week. Jones, you need to feed him, man. Kafka and Dable, you guys gotta get these guys going, man. Darren Waller was brought here for a reason. And with Seattle missing some key players in the defense, I know they're getting Jamal Adams back, but if I got Jamal Adams covering Darren Waller, I'm going to that every time. That's Darren Waller. Jamal Adams is not a coverage safety. We know his stuff. He's a good player. He is. He's really good at what they do if they use him right. Blitzer, against the run. But if I can get some matchups in that secondary with him covering a receiver or covering Darren Waller, I'm going to that. Okay, I'm going to that. They're missing some players, key players in that secondary. They're missing, I think, one of their corners, their slot corners. This should be a game that we get to eat out there. Now, I know Andrew Thomas is not going to play, and that's a big, big loss. It's a huge loss. Huge loss. Maybe a bigger loss than Saquon not playing this week. But it's time to come up with a game plan that makes sense. Quick pass, whatever you got to do, man. Let's get it. We got to get this win, man. If the Giants could just find a way to win this game and get to 2-2, facing these next 2 weeks, I think we'll be in good shape. We'll be in good shape and start getting some guys back. But this is a huge game. Let's go, Giants. We need to get this one, man. Because if we don't, we're staring at irrelevancy and possibly 1-5. Not something you want to do to start the season. So, let's go, Giants. I'm ready for tomorrow night. Gonna enjoy some of these football games. Don't forget to subscribe. That little bell on there on the bottom of the screen. Born for Sports.